So what's it mean to get VA extended, not just short term, but for 3 years here?
It's good. I think it's good for him and good for us. He's been everything we've hoped for since we traded for him. In any role that he's been in, he's been great. And I always talk about we know what he does on the field, but what he does in this building and off the field, in the community, all those things, he checks all the boxes. And I think the stability is good for our organization and it's good for him.
He statistically, by every measure, is a top 3 quarterback in this league.
Yep.
He's not getting paid like a top 3. He took less to be here, not just in terms of tax structure, but meaningfully less. What does that mean to you?
Yeah, I think that we want him aligned with what quarterbacks should make in this league, but also I think he sees the big picture and that he wants to win, and make sure that he's paid fairly, but at the same time. He's all in on the BC Lions winning, and when you call him a selfless guy, I think he does that in all areas. Like I said, how he behaves in this building, how he's in the community, all those things. He's a good leader for our team, that's for sure.
What was the biggest step he took last year in your mind?
I think just the consistency over time. This is my first time working with him, and so I'm judging on the work that I've seen since he's been here. And I think just the consistency of week to week. Sometimes it's hard, especially when you're in the position of the quarterback where you're facing so much. All eyes are on you. And how consistent he was coming to work every week, and not a lot of ups and downs with we'd win or whether we'd lose. His approach was very consistent and the same, and I think that's a key to being a leader for the rest of the football team, is to show that he was going to show up every day and be consistent in the way his work ethic and the way he led the team.
I asked him, if there's one area you want to improve, and what would it be? And before I could finish the question, he said interceptions. Would you agree?
Yeah, but I thought he did a pretty good job. Of course you want to take care of the ball. The thing I don't want him to lose is that a couple times when we got behind in games, he wasn't afraid to keep, the other team, we knew we were throwing the ball, and he didn't go into a shell and just check the ball down to the running back. He wanted to, try to make some plays to keep us in the game. So I hope he doesn't lose that. But of course, any quarterback's going to say they want to take care of the ball, and I think that's where he's growing too. I mean, he's a student of the game, and that he continues to study film and study what the defenses are doing, and he knows that when you take care of the ball, your odds of winning go up.
A change at receiver, no Rhymes, likely no Lucky, and no Hatch for a good chunk of the season. So what does a quarterback need to do to kind of help fill in those gaps?
Yeah, so I think it's more doable when you have some other pieces around it. So when we have a guy like Justin McInnes or Katoy or Hollins, our offensive line, our running back that he's used to, when you have to plug in a guy or two that are new to us or even the CFL, I think it's much more doable when you have that veteran presence around, and obviously especially the quarterback, if he's got a full understanding of the playbook and what we're trying to do. So I think that veteran group around those couple new guys that we're going to see in the lineup are going to make it much more doable. And I always am reminded, when I got here, Hatch was brand new. Alexander Hollins was a practice roster guy. So that's part of the process of bringing new guys in, is watching them grow into becoming good players. Hollins is the prime example of it.
You also talked a bit about balance and running the ball a little bit more. Is that your expectation, to have a bit more balance on offense?
Yeah, we'd like to. I want to do what we do best, and at the same time, that's why we were focused on signing a running back like Stanback, who's sometimes it's not always highlight reel stuff, but if you're in 2nd and 4 instead of 2nd and 8 or 9, it makes a big difference as far as of your mindset on offense. So. We know William can do the highlight reel stuff too, but I'm just talking about being efficient running the ball. So we want to improve on that. We're looking at strategy. We thought a guy like David Neville coming in too, just a bigger body in there, being more physical was good. And then, like I said, we're looking for a physical running back.
How can being so close a couple of years in a row with basically the same group coming back for another shot at it, where do you need to grow to take it up a notch here?
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad we're having that conversation. I'm glad the conversation is being close and how to get over the top. And each year is a new team. There's going to be some new wrinkles to it. And that's part of us growing and evolving as coaches, as players, all those things, and as a football team. It comes down to literally a few plays of us having home field advantage in the playoffs or not, and all those things. And I'm hoping that the experiences we've had over the last couple of years help us become a better team.
Do you think you've improved in free agency, or maybe lost more than you gained? I mean, obviously, a name like Matthew Betts is going to stick out a lot.
Yeah, I'm proud of that. We've lost 2 Canadian kids, I'll call them, because I'm getting older, but we lost 2 Canadians to the NFL, which is, I remind people, if you don't lose anyone, if no CFL teams, NFL teams, if they don't try to take your coaches or players, it might seem easier, but that's not good. It's when people are trying to sign your players and take your guys, it means you're doing something right. So while it is frustrating to lose those guys, I'm certainly proud and rooting for those guys to make it. I think that's being part of being a good team over time, is having a personnel department that can bring in American guys to replace, and then draft well. Make sure you draft well. Those are the 2 key things to be sustainable year in and year out. We think we're a good team. We're definitely going to miss those guys, but we think we have guys stepping in to fill those roles. And I think the Matthew Betts position is going to turn into not a Canadian position. It's going to turn into best football player available. So we have some options ratio-wise too on that front.